major flooding has hit the Twin Tiers. A state of emergency and no unnecessary travel advisory are in effect for several counties. Some Pennsylvania residents have nothing left.
We're homeless. We lost everything. We lost everything. Our neighbors lost everything.
Authorities are warning to evacuate your home if necessary.
Local officials either mandate an evacuation or suggest an evacuation. It should be taken seriously.
Your weather authority will bring you live team coverage, tracking the latest conditions.
From WBNG, your weather authority, this is 12 News This Morning.
We start 12 News this morning with overnight footage from Kirkwood Avenue in Kirkwood, where floodwaters ripped chunks out of a railway track there. Pieces of debris were falling early this morning. The DOT was on scene as well, and they were cautioning people to stay away. At the five-star storage units were under about a foot of water. Check out the car here. Authorities say a woman had to be rescued from a car. We will continue to monitor this situation. So with that, good morning on this Wednesday, August 15th. I'm Claire Curran. Thanks for waking up with us here. Certainly many residents across the Twin Tiers and beyond dealing with the impacts of these recent flash floods. Scott Cecina is standing by live from Appalachian outside a church that's completely damaged by flooding.
Hey, good morning, Claire. I'm here at the Faith Christian Fellowship Church in Appalachian. This is right along Pennsylvania Avenue. The damage is devastating here. We want to give you all a look of just what we're dealing with here. Now, the church has been flooded. We know that as the water rushed up here and went into the church. And this is Deer Lick Creek. This creek usually doesn't look like this at all, but just from the amount of rain and the flooding that we've had over the past few days, the water levels have significantly risen up, and it went up on the banks here. And as you can see, there's a lot of mud and a ton of rocks and debris through the area right here. As you can see, plenty of debris went along, even tree branches right here in the front of the church. You can see the siding has been ripped away, and even the door is almost completely off its hinges. It's turned inside out just from the force of the water that came up here.
Over in Binghamton along Court Street near Jack Sherman Toyota, the street there was underwater. Crews had to close the road last night so drivers could not attempt to pass through. The Department of Transportation was also on site along Court Street. Over in Port Crane, the creek right near the gas station there was overflowing last night. Right across the street from there, the Quick Fill gas station also had some minor flooding. We will monitor that situation throughout the day as well. And major flooding hit the Fontainebleau Mobile Home Park in Conklin, where dozens were evacuated yesterday. Authorities say it was one of the hardest hit places by the flooding. The water surrounded homes located just off Route 7. One trailer there floated about 50 yards to nearby properties. As people were being evacuated in boats, others nearby were pumping feet of water from their homes. And staying in Conklin, many homes in this area aren't doing any better. Roads turned into raging rivers as floodwaters rushed through the area, damaging homes. But the residents say they're not surprised.
I wish it would stop. I'm sick of worrying about, am I going to have a house to come home to? It's scary. It's not a joke.
Christina Decker's family experienced significant flooding in their basement, which was filled with more than 6 feet of water. You can see there. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo was in our area yesterday, joining local leaders, taking a look at conditions. Flooding in the small town of Franklin Forks left destruction, devastation in its wake. Families lost their homes and businesses due to the storm. The flooding caused massive damage to this town. Many people were evacuated early yesterday morning as the water started rising and flooding inside the homes. We spoke to a family who says they are heartbroken to see the town that they love destroyed.
There's buildings just knocked over. There's buildings picked up and moved. Everything is just totally devastated. It's unlivable here.
I'm once again here at the Faith Christian Fellowship Church. This is right along Pennsylvania Avenue in Appalachian. As you can see, the river came right through here. You can see all the mud that's along the side of the road in this person's yard over to your left there, and even out into the roadway there. The force of the water from the flooding came through, and check out all this mud right where I'm standing right here. As I try to walk through it, this is just built right up, almost covers my entire boot, just how thick it is through here.